George Washington, James Madison, Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Paine, and some of the noblest, bravest, and most esteemed persons who have ever walked the earth graced Independence Hall with their presence. But among these men, some fell by the wayside, seemingly forgotten by popular history and excluded from the legendary tales about our founding fathers and mothers. Yet, though lesser known, their contributions to our nation's founding and the Constitution are no less significant or revolutionary. One such gentleman was Gouverneur Morris of New York, writer of the preamble to the Constitution, who spoke during the 1778 session of the Continental Congress longer than any other delegate in attendance. Morris was the aristocratic son of a very wealthy New York landowner who studied at King's College and became a lawyer, merchant, congressman, and ambassador to France. In his chapter titled Gouverneur Morris and Theistic Rationalism in the Founding Era, historian Gregg Frazer writes that Morris was so instrumental, even James Madison credited him for setting the tone of the entire United States Constitution. According to Frazer, Morris, like most of the founders, was a staunch advocate of liberty and religious freedom in a civil society built upon a moral and virtuous foundation. He even championed the religious rights of those whose faith he personally disputed and was a proponent of organized religion. However, stormy relationships developed among certain members of the founders, as would be expected between tempestuous, obstinate men with radically different backgrounds. According to author Christopher Hitchens, Morris and Thomas Paine became involved in a dispute that was never resolved, and Morris's animosity towards Paine followed both men as they sojourned into France. From the beginning of the Revolution, Paine donated his profits to the cause of independence and was a tireless advocate for liberty and social justice. Morris, who kept a tight hold on his vast wealth, advocated for liberty within the confines of society and the ownership of property. He refused Paine's requests for personal contributions to the cause, and thus hostilities were born. While Paine was in Luxembourg prison in Paris, Morris was the ambassador of France. Paine's compatriots were desperate to intervene on Paine's behalf, except for Ambassador Morris. Hitchens notes that Morris's lack of action on behalf of Thomas Paine left a tarnish to his reputation which would never be repudiated. Might this be the root cause of Morris's fade from the annals of popular revolutionary legends? Some historians, including Moncure Conway, believed Morris was partially responsible for Paine's imprisonment. The evidence is conflicting, but nevertheless, Morris was held in contempt by Paine's admirers. In spite of such foibles or alleged shortcomings, Gouverneur Morris was a brilliant statesman and advocate for religious freedom, who wrote the preamble in order that we may form a more perfect union, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty.